Folks, welcome back. We are live once again. Welcome everyone on this beautiful Monday, whole new start to the week. How is everyone doing? We got some fun stuff to discuss today, right? The question I get asked every single video in the comment section, Alex, what are you buying? But what are you doing? Everyone wants to know. As if it means something. I'm just a normal guy like all you guys. You know, it doesn't really matter what I'm doing. I mean, it matters what the masses are doing, but I'm always down to share where my mind's at, what I'm doing, and hear your guys' takes on it. But you know, I've got some data as always to back up some of my reasonings and some of the things I say. But as always, investing, it's it's a game of educated guesses. You know, it's a game of getting more right than you get wrong type thing. And so it is what it is. Who's in here? We got Daily Snipes, Risen Sparrow, Pika Pika, what is up? Poo Poo Lulu, that's a new one, I like it. Drew Teeny, Risen Sparrow, what is up? You Small Fish already has a question. Hey, Alex, do you think we will see a reprint of Scarlet Violet base set and Paldea Evolved? It's iffy on Scarlet Violet base set. Paldea Evolved, I would think so. But yeah, Scarlet Violet base set, it's iffy. You know, I don't know if they're going to reprint something if it's in the 90s still, a year after release. I don't know. We'll talk about it, though. We'll talk about it. Early gang, where you at from that girl? What's up, you small fish? Violent Wood Squirrel. I'm in the chat. Tell us Easter eggs, Alex. Oh, man. Bryce Anderson, what's going on? Midday Lives, absolutely. Ponga's not here. He dropped by to say he's not here. So if anyone wants to know where Ponga's at, he's not here. James, what's up, my man? If you want to catch NN videos, it's fairly clear to see what sets and products may be the best option. The rest is up to you. Exactly. Terry Hill, what's up, man? How are you doing? All right, guys. So first and foremost, if you are watching this today, 4:15, and you are in this live or you catch it before tonight, I'm going to be live on oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the name, Pokey Office, on Pokey Office's channel. Tonight at 6 p.m. Central Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Time. So if you guys want to catch that live, it should be a good time. Yeah, if you catch it afterwards, you can always go rewatch it. I'm sure he's going to have it uploaded afterwards too. So let's jump into the spicy details, right? A thumbnail wasn't clickbait. We're going to talk about every single thing on that thumbnail and more. But I'll just give you kind of where I'm coming from, what I've been picking up. So I've shared some of my pickups. Obviously, I've been picking up sealed collections, and I've also been picking up some single plays as well. So sealed, it's pretty simple. Let's go ahead and share the screen real quick. It's pretty simple, right? The PC is the play right now for Lost Origin and Brilliant Stars. I know there's a lot of it. I know a lot of people are buying it, and I know it's still on there. I don't care. These boxes are in the 170s on the market right now. And you saw what happened to Fusion Strike, Chilling Reign, Astral Radiance as they sold out. I expect the same thing to happen. So, yes, I have been picking up Lost Origin and Brilliant Stars, both. Some people are just picking up Lost Origin. If you want to make that gamble, that's fine. I mean, you might be right on it. I mean, I think Lost Origin probably will outperform Brilliant Stars. But I like to diversify a little bit, so I'm picking them both up. There's a world where that Charizard stops being underrated and starts getting properly valued and sends Brilliant Stars flying, which I think could happen. I mean, how often do you have a Charizard and a Venusaur in a card and it be one of the lower performing alt arts? Very strange. But yeah, I like both those sets. Silver Tempest, it's getting to that point. You can still find it cheaper on eBay and probably even TCG Player. So I think Silver Tempest is still a great pickup too. There will come a time that where PC will probably be the cheapest option here soon on that. So that's a good pickup. Going to what you small fish said in the chat. Yes, Scarlet Violet base set is sold out. Yes. Paldea Evolve is sold out. Yes, Paradox Rift is sold out. No, I do not think you should FOMO into these. These are all very available on the market for very much cheaper prices than $161.94. My personal feeling is that Pokemon may have taken them off the store and sent every last box out to distributors. Maybe they're holding them. I personally believe Pokemon is trying to give the perception that the market is more scarce than it actually is to increase sales, because when the Pokemon market and the buyers, they see that there's too much of something available, they tend not to buy it because they don't like that there's not enough scarcity. And so that's what it looks like to me. Again, this is all just speculation. Who knows what's actually going on behind the scenes? But no, I do not think you should rush in any of those sets. I could see all these sets getting reprinted. Scarlet Violet Base, like I said, probably has the least chance of getting reprinted just because it had a small reprint after release. It's so cheap. It's not as sought after. Paldea Evolved and Paradox Rift has a much higher chance, as well as English 151, things like that. But yes, I have been picking up both of these. I think they are good pickups. I did pick up a bunch of Silver Tempest in a collection that I bought out. I have also picked up Scarlet Violet sets. I have every set. I've got Base, Paldea, Obsidian Flames, Paradox Rift. I've got Paldea and Evolved. I've got 151. I've got it all. At different variations of levels of how much I have. If they reprint it and price drops, I'll pick up more. If they don't, some sets, then I'll be good with my positions I have. Things like that. Sword and Shield era. Other than those 3 sets, I have picked up Crown Zenith ETBs at good prices. I have put those away. What else? Picked up some Astral Radiance before the reprint from the same collection buyout I did from the Silver Tempest. And yeah, I haven't picked up any more Chilling Reign or Fusion Strike after the price rises. I picked up a few more Evolving Skies because I got them at good prices under market value, but I'm not picking up any more Evolving Skies at the 700s, but I'm also not selling any Evolving Skies at the 700s. And so, there's kind of a gray area. I still believe in it. I just feel like $700 is probably better spent somewhere else than Evolving Skies, although there is a world where Evolving Skies is the next team up and it becomes crazy, 1-2K box. So I don't want to sell, right? I don't want to sell because I don't want to get out before something like that happens. But at the same time, I'm comfortable with the amount I have and I'm not picking up more type thing. And so that's where I'm at with the modern booster boxes, okay? One Piece, right? The Romance Dawns, the Paramount Wars, the Pillars of Strength, the Kingdoms of Intrigue. This was a great investment when I started to talk about it. I was one of the first people on YouTube to talk about One Piece investing. I don't know. There could have been smaller channels out there. None of the large channels were talking about it, right? None of the large TCG channels were talking about it. I was even before Rudy on this one. So I got one up on him. But, I started talking about One Piece investing very shortly after Romance Dawn came out. It was when the Blue Bottom first print was still available. They were in the 100s. They were very available. Paramount War came out. You could get that very cheap. Pillars of War, Kingdoms of Intrigue. I mean, these were like $70, $80 box. I mean, you can go look at the long-term charts on them, right? I mean, these were $80, $70, $80 a box. Paramount or Pillars of Strength was down in the, this is the case. My bad. Let me go to the regular booster box. Pillars of Strength was very low as well. It was down in, the 80s. I mean, I picked both these boxes up, I believe, in the 80s. Paramount War, I picked up a little higher. Yeah, it never really got that low. I picked up around $100, which is around where it was. And same with Romance Dawn. Like I picked that up in the hundreds. Here's the thing with One Piece, guys. It was a lot more attractive when you could pick it up for $80, $100, $120. And it made sense to take a risk on a new card game that had a huge IP and a lot of interest behind it. For me, myself, it doesn't make sense to buy at these levels. I don't want to pay $500, $400, almost $200, over $200. Like, what is this one? $250. I don't want to pay that for a brand new TCG after the company already said there's going to be reprints. Some are going to get reprinted, some won't. Maybe all of them will. I don't know. It's too risky, right? And I talk about it a lot. This whole investing thing, right? As fun as it is for people to get on and show their gains and show their huge numbers and their huge sales and all these, as fun as that is, all investing is trying to get the majority of your plays right and the minority of your plays wrong, and you're trying to protect your money, right? You're not trying to hit home runs. You are trying to limit your downside risk and while still having an exponential upside potential. That's all this is. And as long as you're getting 70, 80, 90% of your plays right, you're going to do good long-term investing. And so when I look at these boxes, the downside risk is far too great for the upside potential at this point. Buying into boxes at $80, the downside risk seems so low to me, and so it makes sense. Buying into boxes at $200, $300, $400, $500, it's too risky for me. That's not me saying these can't go higher. That's not me saying you will not be very successful investing in One Piece. What I'm saying is it just isn't right for me, because as crazy as this sounds, being invested in TCGs, I like to take a more conservative approach, right? And I don't like to move into things after I've missed them. And if I don't, see a clear picture for where they're going to go in the short term, even the long term. It's still new, guys. So now it brings us to Awakening of a New Era. Obviously, there's supposed to be a reprint coming. As you can see, the market's already telling us they understand the reprint's coming. They're starting to sell off. It's down to the 200s. Guys, I don't care if this box was $300, right? I still think $225 is too much. I don't want to pay $225 for it. Even if it drops under $200, I think $200 is too much for it. If it drops down to low 100s, I'll probably pick some up. I'll probably pick some up there. Same thing goes for OP6, right? I'm not paying $180 for a brand new set. It's just not going to happen. Not going to do it. The brand new set that just got released, it's not even released, it's pre-released like 100 years in the future, OP7. It's pre-releasing at like $200. I'm not paying $200 for a brand new item. Listen, guys, I'm going to take a screen down for a second. What's happening with One Piece, okay? And look, this isn't taking away from any One Piece investors or the long-term growth. I'm not saying it. Just hear me out. What's happening with One Piece, what's happening with Star Wars Unlimited, what's happening with Dragon Ball Fusion, what's happening with Lorcana, these card games are restricting the supply. And that is why the prices are rising so quickly and so much, okay? If they even started to give a small percentage of the supply that games like Pokemon and Magic are giving the market, those sets would all be low hundreds, under 100, maybe some mid-100. They'd be exponentially lower. It would be like Pokemon cutting their print runs in half, right? Here's a perfect example. If anyone was around during the boom, Vivid Voltage going to $200 plus a box. Battle Styles near $200 a box, right? ETBs getting released, Champions Path getting released and going to $100 plus at release. That was what was happening. That's what happens when there's not enough supply and too much demand all at one time. That's what's happening, guys. That's all that's happening. If these games start getting properly printed and to meet the demand, you won't see this happening. And if they reprint these to properly meet the demand, people will get crushed and it will hurt, just like we're seeing with Japanese product right now. And you don't know if or when that's going to happen. And here, the people, if it doesn't happen, the people that held, they're going to look like geniuses and they're going to get it right and they're going to make money. And that's fine. I'm happy for those people that took those risks. This is not me being against One Piece or Lorcana or anything, right? It's just for where they're at in such a short period of time. And it's very obvious it's because the limited supply. It's not because, the IPs are just so freaking strong that they're stronger than Pokemon. No, they're not. They're not even close. Lorcana's not close. Disney's not even close. One Piece isn't as close. Star Wars isn't close. They're up there. They're up there on the top 10, top 20, whatever IPs. They're not Pokemon. They're not. If you gave all of these card games these same exact print runs that Pokemon was putting out in booster boxes, it would crash them. It would crash them. And so, yes, there's short-term plays here. And guess what? Some of these boxes, especially like some of the first print, like Romance Dawn, Paramount War, that don't get reprinted, or maybe they get reprinted, but they're the white bottoms, whatever it may be. Some of these early sets, if this game survives 3-5 years, yes, they will be valuable. I truly believe that. But if they start reprinting these sets and they start dumping supply, you might be down for a long time. You might be able to pick these, and you can dollar cost average. All I'm saying is I would tread lightly, be careful. And so I'm bullish on One Piece, right? I'm holding what I have, and I am going to buy more if the price points end up making sense, right? They get down those low hundreds, under 100. I'm not paying $200 or even $180 for these boxes, though. That's just what I feel. Now, if you're getting in a pre-release or you're getting some good deals and you can make some quick flips, or your dollar cost average is just so small that you just want to hold it and you don't care about the ups and downs, great, do that. Again, happy for you. It's just I can't sit here and tell people, people are like, well, Alex, you were the first one. You were the bullish one. Why are you changing your tune? I'm not changing my tune. The market changed. The market shifted. I can't continue to act like I feel like it's a good buy when the same boxes I was paying $80, $100, $120 for are now $180, $200, $220. I can't act like it's still the same thing. It's not. So that's how I feel about the One Piece. Again, if the reprint comes on this and it drops significantly, yes, I will be buying. I think it's a good pickup. That's how I feel about the Awakening of a New Era. It's probably one of the strongest sets they've released. So that's where I am there. Okay. The Japanese 151. Oh, man. Here's a big topic of conversation, guys. You guys know me. You know I do not like Japanese product. I'm not a fan of it. When you're an investor, though, you cannot worry about your own feelings. You need to worry about the feelings of the market. However, you also have to understand history. You have to understand what's happened in the past with things, and you have to remain grounded and not just jump on bandwagons. Okay, so this is not me being bearish on Japanese. All right, I've already said if it drops low enough, I'll probably pick some up too. However, we need to talk. We need to talk about some things that you're not going to hear other people talk about. It is not always a buy when things drop. Everyone is in this this euphoric mindset these days that anytime something drops, it's a buy. You can get in a lower price point, it's a buy. Guys, there's worlds where things don't recover. In every market, there's places that don't recover. In real estate, there are neighborhoods and areas of town and states that go down and they don't recover. They become the hood, whatever it may be. The real estate does not recover there. You could have held it for 20 years. You're still down. Okay. There's stocks that go to zero. I actually have some examples here. Here's GameStop. Here's GameStop. 5 years later, still hasn't recovered from the boom. Still hasn't recovered. So if you got in, look at this. When it pulled back, oh my gosh, this is a buy. Oh, this is a buy, guys. It's pulling back. It's time. It's going to run now. Get in while you can. Oh my gosh, it pulled all the way back. Get in. Get in. Get in. Get in. Get in. Get in. See what I'm saying? And you're saying, Alex, that was a meme stop. Of course that was going to go down. Okay. What about something like Goodyear Tire? Really stable company, right? Right back here in the 90s, saw all-time highs of $76 a share, right? Pulled back. Oh my gosh, you got to get in. It's $20. It just dropped in a fourth. Alex, you have to get in. Buy. Drop more. Oh, recovered. It's $12 a share. Never recovered. Never recovered in 30 years. Not only that, guys, base set Charizard. If I could find my threads from old forums, if I could find comments I've made on old live streams, on old people's, YouTubers' videos, right? I was directly calling this the whole time this was happening. When I sold out everything I owned, the whole time vintage was coming down in 2021, 2022, whenever I was telling people. And you heard that, guys, it is look, I'm not going to try and draw conclusions from vintage to Japanese, but you hear the same rhetoric, these word for word, the same exact sayings people are saying, right? Oh, buy while it's down, get the better entry point, right? Oh my gosh, I'm going to pile into this. When this stuff goes down, I'm piling in. Same stuff. You heard it when it was coming down from its all-time highs as a PSA 9, and it dropped. And it dropped. You heard people saying it down here. Buy, buy, buy. You got to buy. Oh my gosh, this is so crazy. It's amazing. This is the greatest buying opportunity ever. Oh my God, here it goes. You guys are going to miss out. Buy. You better buy in before you miss out. Oh, it dropped again. This is the best buying opportunity. Look at this. And it sat. And it sat. And it sat for the past 4 years. No growth to negative growth. You have to understand, things do not always have to recover. And I'm not drawing this conclusion to specifically Japanese 151. I think that set will do well. However, you have people saying this about every single Japanese set and card right now, saying their buys, dumping money in. Oh, this is the best entry ever. There's a world where all of those things do not recover. Guys, if this was a normal reprint cycle, something got reprinted, but the market's strong, everything's fine, I would say you're correct. This is not a normal reprint cycle. We are in bubble territory. The Japanese market was in a bubble. I called it out for over a year. Everyone called me stupid, called me a Japanese hater, called me, I didn't know what I was talking about. Now it's popping. The Japanese bubble is popping. And at the same time, you're having reprints. That's a very dangerous scenario because you'll have people thinking that, oh, well, it's getting reprinted, so it's obviously a buy. But we are going to see this crash a lot harder than a normal reprint would have crashed because it's also happening during a bubble popping. Guys, there are going to be many Japanese cards and many Japanese products that do not recover or do not recover for a very long time, see very limited to negative growth for years to come. It's going to happen. Mark my words. Japanese 151? No, I don't think that's going to be one of them. However, I also don't think this is going to be a slingshot effect. I don't think we're going to see this drop to, $80, $60 a box and then immediately go back to 200. You might see that in the next 3, 4, 5 years. So it's maybe, and it might be a great pickup, right? If there's one set that you're going to pick up in Japanese, yeah, 151's the set. My point is, don't think this is like an instant free money. Don't think this is free tendies, quick turnaround. You're going to flip it in the next 3 months and make bank. The Japanese market is going to go through some turbulence, and it's going to have to stabilize. And we are seeing large amounts of money pull out of it and move back to English and move to other TCGs because it's over, right? The big pump's over, just like vintage. Just like with the whole vintage pump, it was over. The money moved other places. And so I just want people to remain calm, right? And look, if you move into Japanese stuff and you do well and stuff, and you can send me it in my Discord, you can talk in the comment section, you can tell me how stupid I am, that's fine. I don't mind that, right? I don't mind being wrong. I am just seeing very real similarities with the vintage market of 2021 and the Japanese market now. There was the same overexuberance in both markets. There were the same people on the way down talking about how great of pickups these were, how great of entry points they were, how they were dollar cost averaging, how they were, this is the best pickup, this is the best deal ever. And you saw what happened with a lot of these vintage cards and vintage products. They've continued to trend down or sideways for the past 4 years. Here's the other thing you have to think about, all right? Listen close here, okay? This goes beyond anything. Even if you're right on Japanese, even if people are right on that were, end up being right on some of their vintage takes, how much money are you missing out on by making that play? Anyone who bought into vintage 4 years ago, even if some things are starting to trend up, even if in the next year, 2 years, 3 years, vintage goes up, how much money have they missed out on in the past 4 years with modern? How many hundreds of % gains have they missed out on not dumping that product and throwing it all into modern sealed, Sun and Moon, XY, Sword and Shield? How many hundreds of % returns that they could have had, sold off, bought all that same stuff back, and then still had a pile of cash sitting in front of them because it's just not moving. And so that's the other thing about the Japanese stuff, guys. That stuff, in my opinion, it's going to remain there for a good amount of time. Lost Origin, Brilliant Stars, Silver Tempest, these sets are not going to remain there for as long as this Japanese practice, in my opinion. You're not going to have as much time. A lot of these vintage cards, they were selling for the same last year as they were the year before, as they're probably going to be selling for next year. There's some that are up, some that are stagnant, some are down. But the amount of money that you can make in a short period of time investing in some of these other things, you can just go buy any of those other things you were wanting with your profits in 3, 6 months, a year, because this stuff's moving a lot faster. And so I think you have time. But again, if you think I'm wrong, go for it. Go for it, right? If you think I'm wrong, throw your money in when you feel. I'm just here to give you a different perspective that things do not always have to recover. Not everything does recover, right? And when bubbles burst and reprints happen at the same time, it's scary. Okay. And so just don't get drawn into that. Now, on the flip side of that, everyone thinking these alt arts are overvalued. Everyone thinking modern booster boxes are going to crash. Like, oh my gosh, this Fusion Strike, this Evolving Sky stuff, it's going to come down. These alt arts are overpriced. Let me show you some more data. I got it, guys. Latios. Here's the other issue with people who are modern deniers, okay? They don't want to talk about all the times they said it wasn't a good buy or the times they told people to sell. And again, I'm not that person anymore, but I used to go in and find clips of other YouTubers' videos and show you them actually saying, don't buy modern, sell specific cards. They're overvalued, they're overpumped, right? I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to mention names, but a lot of the same people that act like they're correct when they call a downturn, they're not. They're not correct. Oh, it downturned a long while later. Like this Latios. When it went through the big boom last year and it went to $700, $800, $900, people, you had many people saying those that were valued, telling people to sell. Sell it, $800, sell it, $900, sell. And you had people saying sell every step of the way. And then it went to $1,400. And still people screamed sell. sell. This was overvalued. And it continued to go to 2,600-ish. Okay. Here's the kicker. Those same people that will say sell and they don't believe in it all the way throughout the way, when it goes from 2,600, it drops down in the 15s and 1600s. That's when they're going to come out of the woodwork, make their videos with their big downtrending charts and saying, "I see, I told you so. I told you to sell this. It's crashing." Bro, it's still not even as low. It's not even half as low as when you were telling people to sell. It dropped to 1,600. You were telling people to sell when it was 800 and 900. They're still 100% up on their money. Oh, by the way, and now it's recovering again back in the high teens. So be very careful when the alt arts are moving up in value and you have these people coming out saying they're overvalued and telling you to sell them. Okay? Sometimes things don't come down. Here's the Gengar full art from Phantom Forces. Look at this. Here's the boom of last year, and it went stagnant and it rose again. Went stagnant, rose again. Went stagnant, little dip, rose again. Now it's little dip, stagnant. Sometimes things just don't come down. They go up, they remain stagnant. They go up, remain stagnant. Sometimes that happens. It's very real, guys. Booster boxes, team up. Went from 100 to 700. You got to sell. You got to sell. And by the way, I did. I'll admit my wrongs. I sold team up at $700 a box. I think it ended at auction at like 730 is when I sold it during the boom. I sold it back here. And it kept going. And it kept going. And then it went through its recent pump. And here's the thing, guys. The same people that are, and I wasn't telling anyone to sell, right? I just sold everything because I was uncomfortable with how fast it moved. But the same people that are saying sell these items, right? This is Evolving Skies right here. This is Evolving Skies. Here, where's Evolving Skies? I have it up. 1 second. Here's Evolving Skies right here. Okay. It was in the hundreds, right? And it rose to the 400s. Do you see any similarities? It was in the hundreds. It rose to the 600s. The same people telling you to sell Evolving Skies were probably telling you to sell Team Up. And it kept going and going and going and going. Oh, yeah, and it's still going. So if you would have sold back here, you would have missed out on 100% gains in the matter of a year's time. 100% more in a year after it was already a $700, $800 box. Same thing with Cosmic Eclipse. It never came down. Never came down. Up, 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 up and away, and it's still stagnant, if not up and away. So you look at Evolving Skies, and you have the reprint crowd back here. It's going to get reprinted. It's going to get reprinted. Don't buy, don't buy, don't buy, don't buy. And then it went to the 400s. Oh my gosh, this is way too fast. Way too much for a modern booster box. You'd be stupid to invest in Evolving Skies at 400. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. And now it's in the 700s. You've almost doubled your money in a year or two. And you have people saying to dump it now. I would dump Evolving Skies at 700. I'd dump it now. Is it the next team up? I don't know. But we don't usually see modern boxes trend downwards after the 2-3 year period after all the reprints are done. Usually doesn't happen. They have small ups and downs. They go stagnant. We don't really see crashes on modern boxes after the fact. Just something to think about. The Umbreon. Oh, the Umbreon. The subject of so much debate. By the way, anyone into vintage hates this card. They do not believe in it. I could show you countless videos where people make fun of it, make fun of anyone buying it or investing in it, constantly reference the pop reports as if the pop reports are the end all be all. If it's got a high pop report, it can't rise in value. They'll reference market cap as if every single person paid $1,200 for the Umbreon, so there's actually that much money in it. And it's true. It's how you calculate market cap. Although some people bought the card or opened it out of a pack, graded themselves, they didn't actually pay $1,200 for it. So it's not like everyone's paying that much. Anyway, that's a whole different discussion. But here's the thing, right? It was a $600 card in a PSA 10. Okay, $650. It jumped to $1,300. Everyone said it's a bubble, it's going to pop, and you need to sell it, right? But they were saying it down here too. It did come down to the 800s, right? The 800s. Here's the thing. You were still up. You were still up if you bought before that spike. Okay? And then it stagnated, went to the 900s up to 1,000, came back down to the 7s and 8s, and now it's back up in the $1,200 range, almost at all-time highs. And so it didn't matter when you bought in these regular times, not into spikes. It didn't matter when you bought in, you were up, right? And that's the thing is when we look at something like that Latios card, if I asked you to point to me this chart and ask you on these alt arts right now, right? On things like here, I got them like right over here. On things like this, the Rayquaza, right? On things like the Rayquaza, on things like, I don't know, what else do I have over here? It's a big hitters. I mean, I got like, yeah, here's one. What about like the Giratina, right? Where are they at? Where are they at on this chart? Are they just beginning their rise? Are they in the middle? Are they already topping out, getting ready to burst? That's the issue. You don't know. And anyone talking to you as if they do know, they're talking out of their ass. They're doing what a lot of these YouTube channels do, which I'm not going to mention names, but they'll just they'll turn on their camera, they'll click record, and they'll just start spewing nonsense. Whatever comes to their mind, whatever they feel, they'll talk about their feelings. Well, I feel this way. I've been in this hobby, I've been a collector, and I feel this way, and so that's what you should think. They have no data to back it up. They have no historical data. They have no markets, no market knowledge, no market advice on why markets move the way they do. Nothing. They just say, it's overvalued. It's overvalued. It shouldn't be worth this much. I love that one. It shouldn't be worth this much. As if there's a should and shouldn't for how valuable a card or an item should be. I mean, just ridiculous things. But they'll say it's overvalued. It shouldn't be worth this much. It's going to crash. Okay. When is it going to crash from? Right now? So we'll say the Giratina is about a $700 card. It's going to crash. So just remember that. Anyone saying that right now, Moonbreon, $1,250 card, it's going to crash. It's overvalued. So just remember that. Because there will come a time when a downturn happens. Maybe it is now. Maybe they're right. Maybe these cards go, maybe this card, right? This card goes to $1,000, $1,100 during this boom. Maybe we're just, maybe we're only right here. Maybe it's got a long way to go during this upturn. Maybe Umbreon VMAX, right? Maybe this card is going to keep going up into here and reach 1,500, 2,000. I don't know. But if it does, say Umbreon VMAX goes to $1,700, arbitrary number, and then it falls off 30%. 30% decline. Okay. Gives back, I don't know, was that $480-ish? So it falls back down to $1,200, $1,300. It fell back down to what people were telling you to dump it at right now. And then if it recovers from there, like we saw with the Latios can start to recover back in the high teens, you were still fine. You're still fine. What if it doesn't even drop that much? What if it only gives back 15, 20%? And you can never buy that card again at the price you could right now? I don't know. My point is, things don't always crash. Things don't always come back down. And especially they don't come back down when a lot of people think they're going to. You don't know how far these runs can go, right? You can see these cards double and double again. Perfect example. Again, if I wanted to be an asshole, I could go throw actual clips of other YouTube channels, some of what you probably know, some maybe you don't, that you've watched before, maybe you don't. I could show clips of them talking about how bad Evolutions was. And when Evolutions jumped from $90, $80 a box to $200 and $300 a box, they were telling everyone to dump it, that there was infinite amount of this product out there, that this is way too high and it's gonna crash. There's no reason it should be this high. This is over exuberance in the market. This is irrationality. People are irrational, blah, blah, blah. We saw Evolutions then go to $500. They continued the same rhetoric, and then to 700, and then to 9, and 1,000, and 1,000 plus per booster box. Now, eventually it did come down and it settled in the $700, $800 range, at which point people said, see, I told you. Told you Evolutions was going to crash. Bro, you said it was going to crash at 300. Even if I held through the pump and the crash, I'm still 150% up on my money in the $700, $800 range. Even though I didn't catch the top, I'm still 150% up on my money in the matter of a couple of years when you were saying to dump at 300. But they don't want to remind you of that. And that's the issue, is no one knows how far and how powerful these runs can be. Guys, there were more Evolutions boxes, I'm sure, than Umbreon VMAXs, than Evolving Skies. Evolutions was reprinted umpteenth times. It probably had 5 to 6 reprints. That set was printed into the absolute ground. It was everywhere. Nobody wanted it. It was selling for $70s, $80s a box. Every time someone got it in a collection box or a tin, they hated it. YouTubers hated ripping it. No one wanted it. And it was everywhere. There was endless supplies. If that amount of product can sell out and still become a $1,000 box and then settle after the big boom in the $700, $800 range and still sell regularly, you don't think cards that are one of the most sought after cards since base set Charizard can do the same. You don't think these other modern boxes can do the same thing X, Y, Sun, and Moon and other boxes have done? You're out of your mind. You're just out of your mind at this point. That's all I have to say. If you're still denying these things, you're out of your mind. Also, if you want to pick up some of these other things as speculative plays, go for it. Here, I'll just show you. Yes, I have been buying alt arts by the mass. Yes. I bought them all the way up. Here they are. Yep, I got them. Yep, you can see them all. Machamp there. Celebes, Arceuses. What else we got? What else we got here? We got some Giratina, some Unknown. We got the Tyranitar Evolutions. I got the Aerodactyl. I got them all. All right, almost all of them. Missing a few, doubles of some. I started picking up alt arts when I made that video 4 months ago. I started picking up, I was in between picking up alt arts and other booster box cases, Pokemon Center, whatever. In the past month, I really started to pick them up harder. And so some of these I'm already double my money on. Some I'm up more than double my money. Others, I'm still picking up. I know it's crazy. You say I'm stupid. And guess what? I don't mind putting this out there. We can talk about how stupid I am in the future. Maybe these things all do crash and I'm an idiot. But yes, I still am picking these things up to this day. My purchase history, I just picked up Sylveon Alt Art, a Leafeon VMAX Alt Art, Charizard V Alt Art. Still picking them up into this boom. Still doing it. I feel like my dollar cost average will be good because some I'm up so much on, even if others do come down and I'm down on. I'd rather have them all than not have them all because there's a possibility we never see these prices again. There's also a possibility we're reaching the tops and they're going to fall off and they're going to be really cheap and I'm going to lose money. Great. But I'm not putting, massive amounts of money in these. I'm speculating with some money, but it's all about what you feel, right? I mean, there's other things that are just going so astronomically low at auction, right? I mean, some of these trainer galleries that I'm picking up, like if I could just find some of these trainer galleries I'm picking up at auction right now, I mean, we're talking like astronomically low. I can't find them off the top of my head, but someone like the Astral Brilliance Lost Origin, these trainer gallery cards, they're ending at like $25, $35, $40 for PSA 10s. I mean, it's wild. Like, again, maybe it just never becomes a thing. Maybe they're just, I'm an idiot for doing this, and that's fine. Like, I can live with that, but it just feels right to me with the amount of love that these things have right now in this day and age. And again, you can disagree with me, but that's where my head's at, guys. That's what I've been doing. Everyone always asks me, Alex, what are you buying? I'm continuing to buy Sword and Shield booster boxes, Lost Origin, Brilliant Stars off Pokemon Center. Picked up Silver Tempest, Crown Zenith, and Astral Radiance recently. I'm not selling any of it right now. I'm not selling any of my sealed Pokemon right now. I'm continuing to hold my Charizard UPCs, my Celebration stuff. I'm continuing to hold everything right now. I'm picking up alt arts. I'm picking up Trainer Gallery 10s. I'm even picking up, this is really freak you out, I'm even picking up Scarlet, Violet, SIRs, and IRs. I told you, I'm crazy. But when these things are ending in PSA 10s at $25, $30, $35, and they're SIR top hit, like that are probably going to be popular Pokemon, I don't care if they're $5 and $10 cards. That's what it's going to cost me basically to buy the card and grade it myself, taking all the time, taking all the risk. I have no problem paying $25, $35, $45 a slab. I don't mind it. If I buy 20 slabs and 2 of them take off and the rest stay stagnant, I'm happy. I mean, my speculation paid off. That's the way I see it. And so, guys, I'm a buyer right now, still a buyer. I don't see anything that tells me this is like any sort of bubble. Looks like normal movement to me. Looks like normal movement. Hey, putting it out there. Reference this video. You can call me an idiot in the future if I'm wrong. But if I'm right, don't give me credit because no one ever will, right? I mean, no matter how many things I say that come to pass, I'll never get credit for it. But feel free to call me an idiot if I get it wrong, right? Let me go back to the chat, guys. I've been talking for 40 minutes. You guys heard enough of what I think. Let's hear some from what you guys think in the chat. All right, I'm going all the way back to 12:30, guys. So I'm going to scroll pretty quickly. If I miss your question, feel free to leave it again. I would never try to not take anyone's question. I'm not trying to what is it called? Silence you or not hear it. Hey, I'm open to any and all takes, any and all criticism. Feel feel free to leave them in the chat and I'll take them and we can discuss them. Just personal attacks. I don't do the whole personal attack thing. If you want to do that, nah. All right, let's see what we got. Let's see what we've got people saying. I'm sure there's going to be some crazy stuff. Oh, by the way, since there's 250 people in here, I do want to go ahead and mention one more time. I will be on Pokey Office's channel tonight at 6 p.m. Central Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Time. If you guys want to come check out that live stream, it should be a good time. All right. Austin, what's up, man? Been watching a lot of videos recently. I appreciate that. Nice. I like Pokey Office. Good to hear. It should be a good convo. He's about to hit 10,000 subscribers too, which is pretty cool. So congrats to him. How do you feel about CGC? Oh, man. Dude, here's the thing. I put my money where my mouth was. If you go back and look at my videos, I was against CGC from the very beginning. Even when a lot of people in the Pokemon investing and business space were talking very favorably of it, I was against it from day one. And it was an unpopular opinion at the time. A lot of people were saying, the slabs are so much more cleaner, or they're grading better than PSA. They have a perfect grade or a pristine grade and all that stuff. I didn't care. I didn't like the company. I didn't like, I didn't think the values were never there. Like they weren't more valuable than PSA cards. The pristines are hit and miss. Some pristines are more valuable. I made videos showing multiple sales on literally the same day where PSA 10s sold for more than the same card in a pristine 10 sometimes. Again, not all the time, but some PSA 10s are actually worth more than a pristine 10. So I'm thinking, well, if a pristine 10 is maybe not as hard to get as a black label, but still a very slim get a pristine 10, why would I do that? Why would I take the chance of not getting a pristine 10, get a CGC 10, and have my card be worth less than a PSA 10 would? It didn't make sense. CGC 987, all worth less than PSA 987s. Guys, I know it's the whole David Goliath thing. I know people love to root for underdogs. Here's the truth. You're not going to have CGC take down PSA. BGS isn't going to take down PSA. Rudy's grading company isn't going to take down PSA. It's just the way it is. You can love it or hate it, but that's the market. If you're an investor, in my opinion, I'd be picking up PSAs if you're going to invest in anything. Just my take. Alex, host a buyout party. Take a vote where we go and in the chat and buys a case of booster boxes of Lost, Brilliant, and Silver. Dude, that'd be amazing if we actually did it live and bought it out, wouldn't it? Mikey, what's going on, man? Yeah, I got the Cabal background on there. I'm actually working on getting a new playmat made for the Thursday night openings for the Thunderdome. It's going to be spicy. I can't wait to get that finished and get that in. It'll probably be a couple weeks, but it's going to be fun. Let's see. Pokey Office looked dead with his live with Pokey NE. Hopefully, he has a little bit better shape for lives. Yeah, here's the thing, like, and I'll tell him this to his face too. So it's not like I'm talking behind his back. And I tell this to anybody. They're not fake subscribers, right? They're not fake by any means. And even channels that have 100,000 subscribers, they're not fake. It's just when you do a lot of shorts, your shorts subscribers, they're not really as valuable as real like long form video subscribers, right? So a lot of people will like see these channels with like 100K subscribers and their videos get like 500 views and they're saying, you bought all those subscribers, you got fake subscribers. They're not fake. They're not fake. They're very real. But you know, and Brian Pokieni, he does the same thing. He posts a lot of shorts and that's how he was able to grow his subscriber base so fast. I thought about doing it. It's just, I don't know. I talked about it before. I'm not one of these guys chasing subscribers, right? I don't really care as much about how many subscribers I get and things like that. I want to put out, you know, the best possible content with the best possible information that I can. And the channel grows at whatever rate it grows. And it's not to say I'm never going to do shorts. I've considered doing the same thing, especially if the shorts make sense. And they're growing my audience in a way I want to grow it. But the last thing I want to do is post a bunch of shorts where people are watching the shorts, but not watching the long form content, right? So, you know, I do a lot of lives. I've done lives since close to the beginning of my channel. And so I have a very strong live viewership because we talk a lot about like, you know, very up-to-date, very current information, what's happening right now. I'm very active taking all your questions. So it makes a lot more sense. Whereas I haven't looked at Pokey Office a lot, but I don't think he's done a lot of lives. And so if he starts doing a lot of lives and building a larger live fan base, I'm sure his numbers will look, you know, really similar because, you know, he's got as more subscribers than I do. It's just, it depends where you build your audience, right? If you build a short audience, you get a lot of, that stuff. You build a long form audience, you get a long form audience. If you build a live audience, you get a live audience. If you build a pack break audience, you're going to get a pack breaking, style audience and things like that. And so it just depends on how you're growing your channel. And so a lot of people use the shorts. I haven't yet. I'm still unsure if I want to, is kind of, that's just where I'm at with that. Is this a Wolf of Wall Street? Oh, man. I'm skipping the next set. That one looks like a legit Crimson Invasion. Picked up all the others in Scarlet and Violet. I haven't even seen the cards in it yet. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. Just admit you're part of the group pumping alt arts. No, I'm not. I mean, I'm really not. I don't. Guys, don't buy them. Don't buy the alt arts. I literally made the title of this video, which Pokemon investments am I currently buying and selling? That's what I'm buying. Oh, selling? I'm selling the same stuff I always sell. I grade cards to sell the slabs. Some of the slabs I keep, some I sell. I'm selling some Yu-Gi-Oh! Sealed product that I have extra of that I'm actually making a profit on from what I bought it at, just taking some money off the table, reducing my cost basis in what I'm still holding long term. That's the only sealed stuff I'm selling though. And the only cards I'm selling are just cards I either have doubles of or that I sent in literally to grade just to sell. But no, I'm not selling alt arts. Maybe I'm selling some of the ones I have doubles in. But not selling my alt arts, not selling my sealed collection. I'm not pumping it. This is how I feel. It's all part of the evil plan. Oh man. Let's see. Lorcana probably doesn't belong in that group anymore. It was ever really only the first set, which is a high, but they've already corrected print runs to keep boxes below MSRP. Yeah, I mean, Lorcana is a perfect example. They've started to correct their print runs. All the boxes now are coming out in the low 100s, and that's how it should be, right? That's the normal market. Honestly, Lorcana at those prices, if you're a believer, look, I'm not a Disney fan. I'm pretty transparent about my views about things. I'm not about the whole woke culture BS. And so not about all the moves Disney's making in their company these days. And for that, I'm not really a Disney fan. I'm a fan of, obviously I grew up watching Disney movies, love The Lion King, love Aladdin, not a fan of the new Lion King, not a fan of the new Aladdin, not a fan of clicking on when you click on Disney Plus and you click on Aladdin and it says all that gives you that whole description now, the characters portrayed in this do not represent how people actually are. They're stereotypes that are no longer accepted. It's like, dude, give me a break. It's a cartoon. No one cared for, 50, 30 years. Now everyone already cares. Like, dude, give me a break. So for that reason, I'm not a Disney fan. But Disney Lorcana looks a lot more attractive in the 110, 120 range than One Piece does in the $200 range. Just going to throw it out there. If someone said, Alex, would you rather buy Disney Lorcana at 120 or One Piece at 200? I'm taking Lorcana. It just is what it is. It's a much more attractive price point. And it shows you how the market is being affected by higher print runs. You don't know how One Piece is going to be affected yet. One Piece has not been stress tested. It needs to get a ton of product dumped on it to see how the market is going to stabilize and regulate that product. Disney Lorcana is going through that, and they're regulating rather well. They're holding value in the hundreds. That's good. One Piece needs to go through that same stress test to see how it's going to perform. I was afraid of this talk. I knew you were going to go there. What are you afraid of? Go ahead, throw it out. You can criticize me, man. We're open here. 100% open discussion. Any and all opinions are accepted here. You have tunnel vision. Oh, he's talking to someone else. My bad. I'm not going to get into arguments being had in the chat. Let's see. 151 is a fire set. People love the Master Balls. I absolutely bullish on 151 long run. Yeah, and I'm not saying it's not going to do well. What I'm saying is be careful, especially from people who sell Japanese product. Not hating. You're right. They got a business to run. But anyone selling Japanese product or who holds a large amount of Japanese product, just be careful. of them saying like, this is a buy right now. Can you believe it? 151 at 120 at 110. It's going lower. If you want to pick it up, it's going lower, right? I said it's probably going to be $80 to $100 a box. It looks like it might even go lower than that. It's going lower. Don't FOMO. If you want to position in the Japanese 151, that's fine. I believe in it long-term too. I told you, I'm probably going to be a buyer as well. I'm not against it. I'm not a Japanese fan. Look, I've been very honest. I dislike the Japanese cards. I don't like not being able to read my cards. I like the English versions. Okay? Very honest. But you cannot be short-sighted as an investor. You can't let your own personal bias weigh into your emotion or make you emotional about investing. So yeah, I'm most likely going to be picking up Japanese 151, even though I like the English set better. Is what it is. But there is a very real investment there. The master balls are a huge part of it. Japanese specialty sets have booster boxes. English ones don't, which is a huge thing. And so, yes, I believe it's a pickup. But I do not believe it's a pickup at 110, 120, 130 a box. I 100% believe this is going sub $100, maybe even sub $80 at this point. I wouldn't be picking up cases until you can get them sub $1,000. That's just the way I am. So that's my thoughts on it. It has nothing to do with how I feel about Japanese. It's just, guys, you have to be able to read these markets, right? This is going lower. This is not a regular reprint. This is a reprint in the middle of a bubble popping. Completely different. Let's see, a lot of Japanese stuff. Everyone talking about the Japanese stuff. This was back when I guess I mentioned Japanese 1247 point in the video. People ain't overlook at alts. Tina V alt, Gengar VMAX alt, or Rayquaza VMAX alt, Moon Kitty hitting 1K soon raw. It's possible. It's definitely possible. I was in Japan when 151 released. I don't think you realize how much this set was game changer. Even Pokemon Company print the set into the ground. Everyone will as soon want. Hey, I appreciate your opinion. We'll see what happens. You know, the future is only going to tell. I hate him so bad. I need 6 more Moon Kitties. Oh, I'm sorry, bro. I'm not trying to pump it here. Hey, let's be honest. There's very few in the whole community that watch my channel. I'm still a sub 10,000 subscriber channel. There's 260 people in here right now, which is amazing. Like, truly appreciate all of you who tune in the middle of a freaking Monday to listen to me talk about this stuff. Thanks so much for being here. This video may get, 2,000-3,000 views. Let's be honest, guys. That's a small portion of the community. Half the people in here, they're here to hate watch. They don't even like me. They just come to hate watch and then make videos responding to something I say and talk about how stupid I am. So that's the other portion. There's not a lot of people doing this that come watch my channel. So don't be too worried about it, right? I am very understanding of where I am in this community. I understand that I'm not liked by many. I understand a lot of people hate watch. I understand a lot of people, joke and thing about me behind my back and other discords and online forums. That's fine, right? So I understand why a lot of people are here viewing. It's the hate watch. I know everyone here isn't supporters, and that's fine. So, but on the flip side of that, don't put too much stock in the things I saying have an effect on the market. They probably don't. And you can probably still pick anything you want up. Nothing I say in this video is going to move this market. I'm not PokeRev, right? I'm not PokeRev. I'm not going to talk about an Umbreon V and it's going to go to the moon. Doesn't happen. And honestly, guys, that's got to be hard on him. Like, he's not a pumper. PokeRev is not a pump and dumper. That has got to be so difficult to be able to watch every word you say because it's going to affect the market. That just, it kind of sucks, all right? It's kind of hard on his part because he didn't do anything wrong. It's just, that's the way the market is. It's the way people are, man. You aren't necessarily wrong, but you could have said this about English as well. Yeah, I mean, 100%. Like, the Ponga, the issue is the timing, right? Like, I feel like saying that about English 4 years ago during the pump would have been a lot more realistic than saying about English now, right? Japanese is very easy to see. It's going through a crash from the bubble that just popped, right? It was in a bubble. English isn't in a bubble right now. It's just seeing natural rises, right? When reprints come, the price drops. They don't crash. They drop, 20, 30. They rebound. And it's not to say the Japanese product won't rebound. It's just a reprint cycle. It's also going through, what you could call sort of a crash, a bubble burst. So, am I still with you? I'm seeing on YouTube, but not acting like I'm with you. Let me make sure this hasn't crashed or something. Give me a what's up at if this hasn't crashed. Everyone still here? We good? Alex has auto tune. We still here? Did everyone stick with me for that? All right. Give me a second, guys. Let me make sure everything's working. This is wild to me. What's so wild is I'm literally hardwired in. I really have to get my computer that someone sent me set up correctly and get OBS working. StreamYard, guys, it's awful. StreamYard's awful. Let's call it what it is. I don't even want to talk about it. StreamYard just constantly goes down. Still glitches. Awesome. All right, let me see if I take the definition down. All right, guys, try to stick here for a minute or two. I'm going to try to fix some stuff. If not, we'll just unfortunately end the stream early. Sucks. It just sucks. Damn. How is that, guys? Am I there at all? No? Yes? Give me something in the chat. All right. Well, we can hear you. Okay, great. Oh, man, this sucks. All right. Well, I guess we're going to go ahead. I'm going to spend the rest of my day until I come on the other live, and I'm just going to try and get this other computer working because this computer is obvious. It's either this computer or it's StreamYard, and I think it's StreamYard. So I'm just going to have to get OBS set up and do my stream through OBS now. Sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on. I can't get it fixed. I got nothing else to say. Well, thanks for being here, everyone.